We are now setting our sights on the Chicago Bears off-season workout program and keeping our eyes on that. And while me and the fellas talked about position battles regarding the cornerback, wide receiver, and linebacker spot, there is one crucial battle that is brewing in Chicago, and that is for the center spot. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a mock schedule that has been released before the official release next week. And then I'm going to talk about how the Chicago Bears can live up to the hype this upcoming season. Y'all know before we talk about it and break it all down, you got to hear the music first. What's going on, Chicago Bear fans, and welcome back into another episode of Chicago Bears Central. You got me today, Bobby, holding it down for today's daily episode. So if you're tuned in, love what you're listening to today, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and first and foremost, better down. Now let's jump right into the content. Now, man, me, C Dub, Hayes, we talked a lot about crucial position battles that are ahead for the Chicago Bears to help kind of form out and shape up this roster. We talked about the cornerback spot, talked about Tyreek Stevenson. What's the chances of Malik Muhammad, potentially taking that CB2 spot? We talked about wide receiver 3 spot. Can Khalif Raymond hold on to that, or can somebody else like Xavier Thomas come over there and take over for that spot? We talked about the linebacker spot. We're trying to see if somebody else can go out there and fill in for that role. But I think that we have to place an emphasis on one crucial battle that is ahead for the Chicago Bears for this upcoming season. Yes, we understood that over the NFL draft process, the Chicago Bears, they came away with Iowa's center and Logan Jones. And that is something that we all agreed on, is he could potentially be the center of the future. But how far down the line should we anticipate Logan Jones waiting on the sideline to be a starter for the Chicago Bears? I think it's a crucial position that we need to watch. Yes, we traded for Garrett Bradbury with the New England Patriots and brought him over here to the Chicago Bears with the hopes that he can come right in. He's an experienced vet, a very smart guy, has a relationship with Joe Thuney, and we wanted him, and we have the expectations of him starting right away. But I think that I see that this coaching staff is not afraid to do things that's a bit unorthodox, to do things that's a bit out of the norm. And my anticipation of Garrett Bradbury is he's gonna start, and then once Logan Jones is ready, he will play. Let's just say, for the sake of discussion, maybe that's 6, 7, 8 weeks down the road. But I think that we have to have an open mind on how this position battle can shape out and take form. I think that we have to have an open mind and say that, hey, maybe Logan Jones could potentially come right in and just surprise the coaching staff and really just take over. Because I always say, and shout out to my white boys out there, Iowa, y'all know how to produce a couple things. And the top 2 things is potatoes and white men that can block. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I rock with y'all on that regard. Guys that go and play with Iowa on that offensive line, they come out moving cows, and I love it. I'm not even going to lie to you. I love it. So I think that that is one of those things that we have to go out there and have an open mind about, because Logan Jones is an athletic guy coming out of college. He has the youthfulness. Obviously, he's going to have to take some time to learn the schematics. And I think that's one of those things that could potentially hinder him. But I've seen crazier things around the NFL that can suggest or say that, hey, this guy might be in the running early on. We have not heard much out of the mini camp that the Chicago Bears are running right now, but I anticipate that we will hear more regarding all of our rookies once the pads come on later sometime in the summer. And I think that we have to have an open mind. I still have a guy like Garrett Bradbury starting for the Chicago Bears early on, and then Logan Jones taking over eventually, kind of like how the process was when the Chicago Bears had Braxton Jones, Theo Benedict in, and then once Ozzie Trapillo was ready, they inserted him into the starter lineup and he was off and running. It's unfortunately that he had to deal with an injury, and I'm still kind of sick about that. I'm not even going to hold you. But at the end of the day, I think the same philosophy or the same process could potentially be laid out for a guy like Logan Jones. And I think that honestly, it's not about what I like. I'm not even going to hold you. It's not about who I like or what I like when it comes down to the sake of my Chicago Bears, our Chicago Bears. It's more so alignment of who gives us the best opportunity to win. And I think that the coaching staff so far has done that in great regard. If we remember correctly, we looked at a guy like Zacchaeus, and we was like, hey, this is a great pickup. But as the season went on, we all saw and understood the process of the Chicago Bears coaching staff saying, hey, Zacchaeus, we rock with you, but hey, Luther Burden is that guy, and he deserves more playing time than you because of what he has shown us throughout the practice process, throughout the learning experience, and through what our scheme is asking for and how he has executed at that level. And I think that while Garrett Bradbury might have a say early on, I think that could be an opportunity for Logan Jones to eventually take over the spot and hold on to it firmly. And me personally, that's something I want for Caleb Williams, for those guys to grow and be together for some time. There is not a lot of offensive linemen that have been paired with quarterbacks that move on frequently. They love playing for their guys. And that is somebody in Logan Jones, I believe, could stick around for quite some time, regardless of what it is. And I think that he can go out there and be a piece that grows with Caleb Williams and builds in relationship with him and remain in the Chicago Bears uniform for a long time if he excels at the NFL level. We'll see. We're going to keep on monitoring this, but it's definitely a crucial position battle that we have to continue to monitor. And shout out to Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. They always do things that we never expect. we knew we were getting the center, but a lot of people had us linked to Sam Hetch. And the Chicago Bears said, no, we want the best center in the draft, and that is Logan Jones. And I ain't mad at it. Good job on the Chicago Bears part on that part. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling about that position battle. Do you guys feel that Logan Jones is just a matter of time before he take over at the center spot? Or do you think that it's going to be like a red shirt year, the way he waits in the behind the bushes for a year or so? Or do you think that he'll start the season early? Or how you feel about that? Just let me know down in the comment box below. Now we're going to shift gears and talk about the NFL schedule, which is expected to be released next week. And we're going to find out when our season is going to start. Is it going to start on Wednesday with the NFL on a Wednesday versus the Seattle Seahawks, or which is a lot of people, they've anticipated this and they're wanting this, or will it start later in the season? But one thing I want to bring up is that the Athletic, they put out a mock schedule of some of the games that they want to see the Chicago Bears play. And I want to mention also that the Chicago Bears have been ranked to have the sixth hardest schedule this upcoming season. And I'll just say, I love it. And I'll explain after we go through the mock list. So the Athletic, they released the mock list. They anticipate that the Chicago Bears will open their season on Sunday night versus the Buffalo Bills, which will be freaking good to me. I ain't even gonna lie. That'll be a great opening game. DJ Moore reunion. We say our kumbayas, we hug, kiss, you know what I'm saying? Shake hands and keep it pushing. And hopefully we go out there and get a dub. And then some other notable games that I really like is, y'all, they have the Bears versus Packers on Thanksgiving. Why we eating that turkey? Why we eating that ham? I don't eat chillin', so I ain't saying we eating that. I don't eat that shit. I don't eat chillins, y'all. Hey, we ain't doing that. But nonetheless, a Bears versus Packers Thanksgiving game will be electrifying. Electrifying. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And then, as we all anticipate, the season will end with another matchup versus the Packers. Now, I'll say this: we don't know how this schedule is going to be shaped out, but considering that we have the sixth hardest schedule, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that the Bears have a hard schedule, because if you are battle tested, that means in the playoffs, you have a stronger chance to move on. That's just my personal opinion. That's my philosophy. I don't want to cakewalk into the Super Bowl. I want us to beat up some guys. Maybe we get our heart broken a game or so, and you learn from those experiences to where if you are able to reach the big game when the lights are the brightest and the chips are pushed into the center of the table, you have an opportunity to win the big game. And that's what I want for my Chicago Bears, man. I'm happy that we have this hard schedule, and I'm really excited to see how they respond, because last year we learned that Caleb Williams has that clutch gene. And even if we're down 20 points with a limited amount of time, bro is going to believe in his arm and his talent, and the team is going to believe. The boy has a clutch gene that will have the opposing team players on the sideline saying, what the fuck, with some of the plays that Caleb Williams can make. Now, I want to see if the Chicago Bears can start hitting people first, putting their foot on people's neck first. That's why I'm excited about this tough schedule that we have this upcoming season. This upcoming season, we're gonna mostly play the AFC East and the NFC South, and those teams are up and coming or have already been established in both of those divisions. And I think that is going to be crucial. And we also have some other teams that we're going to face off that's, you know what I'm saying, that's pretty much out of the quote unquote out of the conference games. Like we have a game versus the Jacksonville Jaguars I'm really interested in. And I'm really interested in the Chicago Bears getting their lick back versus the New England Patriots. But I want to thank the New England Patriots, because if they didn't beat us a couple years ago, Matt Eberflus probably would have never got fired. That's me being crazy, but we know he was getting fired. But nonetheless, I hope y'all understand the point. But the point is that this schedule is going to help us get a real formulate a real thought and idea about how Ben Johnson is. We know he's a maniac. We know he's going to take his shirt off, say F the Packers, and shout out to him for that. But now, nothing that happened last year matters. Now it's all about this upcoming season, and we're really going to have an idea of what these Chicago Bears are made of. We're really going to see a year 3 Caleb Williams, second year with Ben Johnson, and see if he can place himself into certain conversations and live up to the hype. Let me know down below which games, how would you like it? You know what I'm saying? How would you like the season to be formulated? Would you want to start on Wednesday night versus Seattle Seahawks? I know there was a lot of people that said they don't necessarily care. However, I would like to play Seattle later in the season just for my own personal philosophy. I'm not saying anybody's wrong if they want to just start off in week 1 playing them. I'm cool with that too. But I want to play them later in the season while we get a couple games under our belt. They get a couple games under their belt, and then we just match up at our best, because I don't necessarily think that you're at your best week 1 of the season. But you let me know how y'all feel about it and what you think about some of those. How would you feel if we have a Thanksgiving game versus Green Bay? My goodness, let me know. But while we're talking about living up to the hype, I have 3 crucial things that the Chicago Bears must do to live up to the hype. I know that you all are over acronyms, but I came up with an acronym myself. We need to have CAP. We need to have CAP. That's consistency, aggressive football play. Aggressive style of play and points. Consistency. For the Chicago Bears to live up to the hype, number one, we need to be a consistent football team. We know that the run game is going to be a consistent thing that we see. However, we need to be consistently solid or good, putting up a good style of play each and every quarter. Whether we start off a series and we fumble on the first drive, we need to come back and still emphasize what we're going to be made of. Still stick to that run game, still stick to that pass game, and be consistently good with moving the ball down the field. Now we move on to the aggressive style of play. The aggressive style of play is once we get a turnover, we going to put 7 up. We going to put 3 up. Once we are up 7, let's go and put another 7 up. Let's go and put another 7 up. Let's go out there and be an aggressive football team. And I think that we have the coaching staff to do so. I believe Ben Johnson, he wants to have the fatality per se, since the Mortal Kombat movie is coming out. My son let me know about it. He's like, Dad, can we go to the movies and see Mortal Kombat? I'm like, bro, I don't even want to go to the movies. But nonetheless, we need to have an aggressive style of play that puts pressure on the opposing team consistently. See, all this is intertwined if you ain't catching my drift. All this is intertwined. All of this is linked together. And last point, points. Points. If Dylan Thieneman get a pick, we need to be trying to go score points. If Kobe Bryant get a pick, we need to be trying to go score points. If Devin Bush forces a fumble, we need to be trying to go score points. At the start of the game, we need to be trying to go score points. That's the point. No pun intended, guys. No pun intended. What I'm saying is that we need to be putting up points consistently. And I'm talking about at an aggressive rate. I told y'all this is all intertwined. Now, the point is, if the Chicago Bears want to be a high-powered offense, we can't continue to wait on the last quarter of the game and giving the fans heart attacks or having the fans sweating to go out there and make some noise. We need to put up points often and consistently. So that's the cap. Consistency, aggressive style of play, and points. We're putting up points. I know y'all got a lot of points out of that, but I hope you understand the drift on what's my philosophy or what's my thought on how the Chicago Bears can live up to the quote-unquote hype this upcoming season. I think it's very, very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it does start with all those guys in the building, man. I think they are very, very capable of getting the job done. I know we all still have questions, whether that's offensively, can Caleb get more consistent? Defensively, can they have a pass rush? So on and so forth. We have a lot of questions still regarding our Chicago Bears. But at the end of the day, I believe they will get the job done. We shall see what happens once the season rolls around, and we are some time away. We're about 4 months away. So we got to keep a cool booty and chill out and wait to see what happens and what transpires, man. But hey, that is it for me today, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. Before you get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. If you want to be a part of the mailbag episode, the number to call in and state your name, leave your take, say what you're going to say. The number to do so is 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. I'm Bobby, and y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Chi-Town up and bet down, baby. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.